starting August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Time for your tropical update. I'm hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel with Bertha. The latest, we got the new advisory in from the National Hurricane Center. 5 o'clock stats here. Still a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It has not strengthened today, moving toward the west-northwest now at 24 miles per hour. Actually, that's a little bit faster. It was 22 earlier. Maybe it's speeding up a little bit. There it is on the visible satellite pictures right there. You can see the center of rotation moving just north of Martinique. But you know what you can also see on this? Thunderstorms. A lot of them. A lot more than we've seen certainly all day today. And more than we've seen in the last couple of days, really. And these storms may be influencing the circulation. They may be involved with some intensification. We don't know yet for sure. Again, it takes a while for these thunderstorms to meaningfully interact and intensify the circulation, but we'll have to see overnight if they last. If they don't last more than 6 or 12 hours, they're not going to do much. And so we'll just keep an eye on these storms. And you can actually see some of the rugged tops here. These are ones that are called overshooting tops. So they're pretty vigorous convection there ongoing near Bertha's center. There it is right there on the radar pictures. And you can see a west-southwest wind and Martinique at 17 miles per hour. And at Guadeloupe, an east wind sustained at 23. So very clearly, we've got that center of rotation moving through the Lesser Antilles right now. Tropical storm warnings are out for parts of the islands. Dominica, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico included in that. We also have tropical storm watches for parts of the Dominican Republic and the southeastern Bahamas as well. That is new. That has just come out now. So we can model Bertha's movement through parts of the Caribbean, seeing that it's coming into view from the east. Look, there's where it is beginning Saturday, and then by late Saturday should be center of it, should be south of the Dominican Republic. But notice that a lot of the messy weather is off to one side. It's a lopsided storm as it rolls through the Caribbean. I think this is going to be the case as we move it through even the Bahamas. I think most of the bad weather will be on the east side or the right side of the track. Part of the reason why is because we've got some strong upper level winds from the west. And you can kind of see that now on the water vapor image. You see how really overall most of the clouds are east of the center of rotation, which is right about there. And if you plot the upper level winds, you can see right now there is a little bit of a dip in the jet stream right in here, and there's more to come, more of those upstream here. So we think that this will have sort of a hostile environment to work through as it migrates northwestward, and those upper level winds will likely keep the bad weather, at least I think, on the right side of the track. Here are the probabilities, the wind probabilities of seeing tropical storm force sustained winds. The reds are the highest probability, and the browns here are the medium probabilities of, say, 40 to 50%. That would be Puerto Rico, and they've got a 50-50 shot of seeing tropical storm force winds with this. And then the Bahamas, right in here, have a 5 to 20% chance of seeing those tropical storm force winds. And the Outer Banks, guys, about 5%. We think the most likely area that will be is way offshore, somewhere between the Outer Banks and Bermuda. So it looks like it's going to stay far enough offshore to not meaningfully impact the weather on the Outer Banks. But stay tuned. Guys, back to you.
Good stuff. Thank you, Dr. Postel. You know our saying, it's amazing out there, but we also know there are a lot of amazing events happening this weekend. So we figured Friday was a good time to tell you about them. In today's Choice City, spin the wheel. Watsonville, California. And you know what? Watsonville is having their 20th annual Watsonville Strawberry Festival this weekend. We're talking Strawberry Lane, where you can get any kind of strawberry treat, pie eating contest, music, foods, crafts, and fantastic weather. Look at this forecast, Watsonville. You've got 79 Saturday, mix of sun and clouds. More clouds Sunday morning, more sun Sunday afternoon, 73 your high. Not everybody's going to Watsonville, so Julie, fill us all in with the weekend forecast.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, not a lot of folks going to be outside along the eastern half of the U.S. either. Rain, rain, go away, as my daughter would say, and it is going to be soaking places from Boston all the way down in through Miami Beach. Temperature-wise, should be pretty pleasant. Chicago on Saturday for Lollapalooza, you're looking at 83. We'll see 85 in Minneapolis. Still some unsettled monsoonal moisture here in the desert southwest as well. So Phoenix, you'll be getting wet and hot at 101. We'll see some more storms firing up in the northern plains as well. Sunday, we'll see a little bit of improvement here in the southeast. That frontal boundary going to drop a little bit farther south, so the storms will be definitely from, say, Atlanta down in through Miami. More storms, though, up the eastern seaboard. Alex?
Kelly Cass, Chris Warren, Jim Cantori. They're back in 60 seconds. Stay tuned. Have a great
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happening right now, the storm system that brought damaging winds and flooding to Houston is dumping a lot of rain now on Louisiana and Mississippi. And the eastern seaboard isn't getting off easy either. Will this be a beach weekend or a total washout? From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us on this Friday evening. I'm Kelly Cass. We will take a closer look at the active storms on the radar in just a few minutes. But first, we just got new information on our second named tropical storm of the season in the Atlantic, Bertha. Tropical storm Bertha churning its way through the eastern Caribbean right now. While it will bring a beneficial rain for some, others may be not so happy about their vacation plans perhaps getting washed out thanks to Bertha. In fact, Puerto Rico will start seeing storms and rain later on this evening. Our storm tracker Jim Cantori keeping a close eye on Bertha. And Jim, as I mentioned, not good news for vacationers, and also looking out down the road to the Bahamas, where they're now under a tropical storm watch.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, we're very confident in the track of this. It's going to work its way off to the northwest. It's working its way around the periphery or the west side, if you will, of the subtropical ridge. So there's no question it's going to have to come this way. The big question is, what's it going to be as it works its way through the island? And I got to be honest with you, Kelly, if you're in Puerto Rico right now, especially on the southwest and southern side, Ponce, for example, not so much San Juan, but the southwest side is undergoing serious drought conditions. And if they don't get rainfall out of this, there are some towns that are going to have to begin some very, very strict water rationing. So they are crossing their fingers that this thing absolutely dumps without massive flooding on Puerto Rico, and I hope obviously that will be the case for them. August 6th is their crunch time in terms of getting that plan to fruition. All right, so 50 miles per hour again as of 5 o'clock, 1,007 millibars, moving west-northwest. It's hauling at 24 miles per hour. But even that said, and even with a little bit of shear aloft, we've got thunderstorms in and around the center. So that'll be interesting to see what happens, especially as it moves off toward the west over an area of deeper ocean heat content. In other words, when you go to the gas station, you put, what, 85 octane in most of our cars. This is probably like about 88 or 89 octane going into the car. So it's got a little bit more juice to it. And of course, tropical systems get their fuel off of the ocean there. Zooming in, you can see impacts obviously have moved through Martinique. Heaviest thunderstorms now just off the western tip. Dominica on up toward Guadeloupe as well, dealing with storms. But that's not the end of it. Remember, you've got this western part of these rain bands in through here, and then you'll get the eastern side coming across. So there'll be breaks, obviously, with this because it's not a super concentrated system. It's a little bit strung out with these rain bands. But here are all the tropical storm watches and warnings that we have for you. Nice job on this map, guys. You can see, obviously, for Dominica and Martinique here. Then, of course, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. We'll get some of that precipitation there late tonight and tomorrow. Eastern end of the Dominican under a watch, and, of course, the southern Bahamas into the beautiful Turks and Caicos under a tropical storm watch as we head into the latter part of the weekend. All right, so here's Bertha. Model-wise, here comes the rain, starting to get some of this in by Saturday morning. Some pretty heavy rain, too, possibly, through the day on Saturday. So this is, again, this is huge. This is gold for Puerto Rico if we can get this precipitation in through here, especially on the southern part of the state and not cause too much flooding. After that, you know, we'll see where this goes. Does it work its way over this part of the Dominican, can come over some of the mountains, or does it just scoot and stay just offshore and through here? And what is it going to be at that point? That's going to be a pretty good question, but most of the models now suggest it will stay at a tropical storm strength, at least through the islands and through here. We'll see what happens once we get it off into the southeastern Atlantic. But right now, there is no threat to the United States of America, the continuous 48 at this time. So here we go. Big ridge, big trough. We've seen this all season long. Nothing changing in through that. Of course, we've got energy dropping down here today. So showers and thunderstorms over the upper low or under the upper low over the Great Lakes. And just tremendous moisture. The new model data just came out from HPC, and they've got tons of precip in the Outer Banks. If you're in the Outer Banks, you're going to think you're in a tropical storm this weekend. Just tremendous rainfall going on through here, and more to come as we work our way on in time. These areas in the northeast today have very, very high water content in the air, so a lot of these thunderstorms are producing flash flooding. We've had water rescues in Rockland County, in Bergen County, New Jersey as well, so there are the flash flood warnings, and that cell is still going, I mean, right on the border there, New Jersey and New York, it is still going on, pumping out tremendous amounts of rainfall. Here's the 495 now. Storms strung out and through here all the way up toward the Portsmouth area. Earlier on, a storm produced winds up to 60 miles per hour to the west of Portsmouth. These are all coming toward the seacoast, so bring the dinghy in, put it on the dock. Norfolk down to Hatteras again, just getting absolutely smoked out here in Pamlico and Albemarle Sound. Ocracoke Island just getting tremendous rainfall, even raining back in Raleigh. Savannah again, Charleston looking good at this point. Waycross, some pretty heavy rain up to the north and through here. Showers and storms getting a little bit more concentrated now, coming down through central Wisconsin. We'll keep an eye on these, and also some storms that are west of Las Vegas. Promises to be a wet weekend in the southwest. Guys, back to you.
Jim, thanks so much. We're going to push that story forward into the weekend. We're looking live actually at some pictures here of some wet weather in Chicago. In fact, we've even had some hail. Not good news for the Lollapalooza folks that are out there right now. And meteorologist Chris Warren has a look into that crystal ball to see what it's going to be like this weekend. Hey, Chris.
Well, hello to you, Kelly. And we're going to take a look at the southeast all the way over into the Outer Banks where we are dealing with that heavy rain. Jim was just showing us flash flood watches currently in effect for parts of South Carolina and a big chunk of North Carolina where that rain is coming down right now. The threat for rain continues tomorrow for much of the southeast all the way into Sunday. Once again, the possibility in South Carolina, North Carolina, where there's been so much heavy rain lately, still going to have that chance for thunderstorms. And with those thunderstorms will come some of that very heavy rain. And some spots working into the Outer Banks could end up with 3 to 5 inches of rain, and that does include what is falling right now out of the sky. Charleston, South Carolina, we've seen some very, very wet weather, and there's still going to be that chance for some more strong storms, heavy storms with some heavy rain possible tomorrow. On Sunday, still a chance for thunderstorms. Not as good of a chance for some storms, but you still have to watch out for them. Heads up on Monday, those hit and miss storms will be around. Hopefully it's a miss if you have outdoor plans. And we're going to see these temperatures in the mid-80s during the day and still warm at night, lower 70s. Kelly?
Well, Chris, the east looks pretty wet. In other parts of the country, we'll see a wide range of weather. We are breaking down your weekend forecast from coast to coast coming up next. And if the weather cooperates, you've got a great reason to grab that telescope and look up. Find out when and where you can see Mars and Saturn in the night sky.
Whoa.
Nobody insures more bikes than Progressive. Do you guys ride?
Well, no. Sometimes. Yes. Yeah.
Well, if you know anybody else who also rides, send them here. We got great coverage. It's not like bikers love their bikes more than life itself. I doubt anyone will even notice.
Leading the pack in motorcycle insurance. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Welcome to the corner of making healthy choices and getting major kudos. Just look at you. You're being healthy, even in little ways. That's worth celebrating. That's why Walgreens created the first program that gives you rewards points just for healthy behavior. So stick with it. You've got a lot of people cheering you on. Download the app and start getting rewarded today at the corner of happy and healthy.
I'm taking a beating here down to the ground as we're just dealing with these sheets of rain and winds that are howling 50, 60 miles per hour. I'm going to ride this one out, guys. I'm going to ride this one out right here.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a Hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
We have pinpointed orchestra which we felt needed further
When you need new brakes, Pep Boys Precision Match is the best brake service to make stopping as smooth as humanly possible. Trust the boys to get you there.
Sadly, Angela's gotten used to the odor her cat leaves in the couch. She no longer smells it. Yep, she's gone nose blind. We staged an intervention to help her sister break the news.
To the left. This is exactly what your house smells like. For real? Yes. Oh, you are tripping, really?
Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates pet odors you've gone nose blind to.
Smells good.
One of the many ways Febreze helps you and your guests. Breathe happy.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, it's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Well, you know, zebras run wild on the continent of Africa. Well, how about the skies above it as well? At least those clouds certainly look like zebra stripes. Check out this picture that was sent out by astronaut Reed Weissman. I love his shots. You follow him on Twitter?
They're very cool. No, I don't. I think I should, though.
It's really very fun.
That's really cool.
Pictures from space really gives you a whole new perspective.
Yeah. Photographs.
The actual photographs.
Actual photographs from space.
Well, you know, stargazers are in for a real treat this weekend. A rare conjunction of planets will provide an amazing sight in the night sky.
Kelly Beatty with Sky and Telescope magazine has a preview.
You know, if you're a beginning sky gazer, it's kind of hard to tell where the stars are and where the planets are. Here's a slam dunk way to find two bright planets in the evening sky. Next Sunday, August 3rd, the first quarter moon will be sandwiched between Saturn on the left and Mars on its right. The whole arrangement will take up about the width of your fist stretched out at arm's length. Now, Saturn and Mars look about equally bright, but that's deceiving. Mars is 110 million miles away from us right now, and Saturn is almost 1 billion miles away. It looks about as bright as Mars because it's so much bigger a planet. Check it out, and I hope you have clear skies.
Thanks, Kelly. Let's see if we do have clear skies across the country. This is for Saturday night. You can see some showers and thunderstorms, especially along the southeastern coast. Florida, maybe not such a good view, but I'd say anywhere from maybe Dallas up towards Wichita, Kansas, and certainly much of the west coast should get a very good view. That's for sure. In fact, we want to take you coast to coast with the rest of your weekend forecast. And Chris Warren, you've got all the details, good or bad.
Exactly, and we're going to see both, depending on what your plans are. If your plans are to watch the Yankees in Boston at Fenway, it looks like you're going to have to deal with some showers on Saturday, and then on Sunday you're going to have drier conditions, mostly cloudy skies though. Temperatures not hot. Got that going for you. Trying to look on the bright side of things. Lower 70s this weekend in Boston. And for Chicago, Lollapalooza, right now it is not exactly cooperating. Tomorrow's looking better. This is the scene out there right now. Grant Park, it is packed. And things, you look at the stage, you can see it looks like they have some plastic there and the blue tarp, some wet weather around, even some hail. So you do have to watch out for some storms. And then again, tomorrow looking a little bit better. And we're keeping an eye on things for you in Chicago. Now moving on, taking a look at what we can expect in Denver. Well, like we've seen most of the week around Denver, you're going to have to deal with at least the possibility for some thunderstorms both days. The big picture here, looking across the entire country, wettest weather will be in the east from the southeast to the northeast. Temperatures down still. Lower 70s in the northeast, lower 80s in the southeast, but changes are coming. You can see in the plains there will be some more heat. 90 in Dallas, even though there'll be some storms in Denver. Mid 80s expected. Here's your Sunday forecast looking across the country. Still chance for some rain in the northeast all the way down to Florida, including the Gulf Coast states. That chance for some rain and some storms. Kelly?
The good, the bad, and the ugly, Chris. Thanks so much. Well, the geeking out continues into this weekend when it comes to seasonal hurricane forecasts. They're a highly debated topic in the weather community. This Sunday on Weather Geeks, former AMS president Dr. Marshall Shepard will host that debate with special guest and hurricane forecaster Phil Klotzbach. Some new perspective for you. You want to check it out. That's this Sunday at noon Eastern, only here on the Weather Channel. All eyes on the Atlantic. We've got a brand new tropical storm. It's on the move right now. We know that Bertha is taking aim at the Caribbean, but Jim Cantor will let you know where it heads next.
They keep us busy.
Duck fishing.
They keep us entertained. They keep us inspired. They keep us hopeful and happy. Keep them safe. The 8-passenger Chevrolet Traverse with the highest possible overall vehicle score for safety. Chevrolet, find new roads.
In my opinion, there are basically two kinds of people in the world. Those who are happy with their car insurance and those who are not. I was one of the nots. So I went online and got an anonymous quote from the General. I got the car insurance I needed, lowered my monthly payments, and picked my payment due date. Now, I'm one of the happies.
Get an anonymous free quote for affordable car insurance with a 97% customer satisfaction rating. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Each year, 95% of homeowners won't have a claim. That's why Allstate Claim-Free Rewards gives you money back for every year you don't have one. And why, if you're part of the other 5%, Allstate offers Claim Rate Guard, so your rates won't go up just because of the claim. No matter what comes your way, your home protects you. Protect it back. Allstate Home Insurance. From an Allstate agent.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
I'm a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Pro painters count on Scotch Blue. Now with advanced Edge-Lock paint line protector for even sharper paint lines.
I am a painter, and Scotch Blue is my tape.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
I'm MMA champ Chuck Liddell, and I stop things. Just like Duralast brakes. They stop anything! Duralast, proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a Hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead, big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide.
I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
You'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. See why millions of people have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now. Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happy Friday, everybody. Let's take you to San Juan in Puerto Rico and talk about what's going on there. Actually, a very nice day in San Juan. They've had some storms over the mountains, but as you can see, a nice breeze. I can almost see Postel out there with a cocktail with one of those little umbrellas in it as we speak. But no, here's the deal. What we're hoping for in San Juan is some very beneficial rainfall. This state is in, or this country is in a nasty situation here because they're talking about significant water rationing coming up on August 6th if they do not get rainfall. All right, so let's talk about this. Last night we watched a nice little burst of convection. This is a 24-hour loop. Burst right there. All of a sudden we had Tropical Storm Bertha. We lost that this morning. The center became completely exposed from the convection, which is off to the east. But now the thunderstorms are firing around the center again, despite wind shear, winds aloft that are trying to push them apart. But I don't think it's as strong as it was. So you can see with the upper level winds, and Sean, we did 10 knots or greater, right, on this? All right, so this is 10. All these little arrows here, especially the light blue is 10 knots and greater. Obviously, it's a little bit stronger up here. We've got some 30, 40 knot winds. But you can see where we have this trough right in through here. And so you can see the shear is coming in out of the south a little bit. But there's kind of a little void in here. You know, once we get, I mean, if this trough axis is actually starting to swing a little bit, they're going to be, if you will, kind of in the trough more, so to speak, versus actually in the worst of the wind shear here. So that could be something to watch in time. But wind shear is going to be with us, we think, and even waning as we head over the weekend. So that could be interesting to watch. That could be interesting to watch as we go into next week, because before this gets picked up, it actually has a chance to strengthen a little bit. And if it strengthens quickly, maybe close to the Bahamas, it could be a little bit farther east than what some of the models are indicating. So it's just something to watch, just something to watch. All right, obviously with the circulation counterclockwise, we've got winds out of the north here in Dominica. Melville Hall at 23 miles per hour, and in Martinique, obviously they're out of the west, so you've got your nice circulation center here. And we've had some voids in the rainfall in parts of Dominique and Martinique, but look at, you've still got this east side and all these bands that are still around the tropical storm. So we'll kind of go in and out of the precipitation. So let's focus on Puerto Rico, which really, really needs the rainfall. Models going through tonight. Here's the time up here. Getting wet tomorrow morning. Much more abundant rain, at least per the model, coming up on Saturday. So this could be very, very beneficial to Puerto Rico, and we're hoping we can get some rainfall out of here, because like I said, significant water rationing will begin on August 6th if this does not improve. And what's really interesting is if you look at some of the data, which I'll show you in a second, you think, wow, just a little bit of moderate drought, how can they be in such dire straits? Well, remember, you're an island, and you don't really have a way to kind of pipe that water in, except for getting it from rainfall. This is really important too. Total ocean heat content. We saw this storm kind of blow up right out here last night. Maybe, you know, again, this is just like a little higher octane. This is the highest octane right in through here. But this, again, is an area we'll watch with the storm possibly going over this higher ocean heat content right in here as we get into tonight. So will that, especially if shear is not present, allow us to see this thing go a little bit farther than it is right now? Something to watch, right? Again, you know, ocean is a huge part of this. The heat in the ocean is a huge part of why we get to tropical systems. So where is this thing going to go? Well, the subtropical ridge, ever present and always moving out through here, certainly what we call a semi-permanent feature. In other words, it's year for a certain part of the year. We also have this big trough over the eastern part of the country. So guess where this thing is going to go? Yeah, absolutely. It's going to work its way around the western side of that subtropical ridge and then get picked up by yet that ever-present trough that we've had in the eastern part of the countries. And a lot of the models are obviously in agreement of that. I think once you get farther out in time, though, the big question is which track does this take? Does it go farther east, and or does it stay on the farther western track? And that is all going to depend, I think, a lot on intensity and certainly future model runs. But a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm possibly through Puerto Rico on Saturday, then into the Bahamas, as well as a very similar storm at 50 miles per hour. Then a little bit of strengthening, as we talked about, as it begins to make the turn, and then possibly as high as 70 miles per hour as we work our way in toward Wednesday night. So right now, Bermuda looks good. The Outer Banks of North Carolina look good. But remember, this is just a cone for the center. We will have impacts out over the water, and all mariners should take interest in this, especially if you're going to be out over the Gulf Stream later on this weekend and especially early next week. So guys, a bigger update, more maps coming in at 50 past. We'll talk about the very hyperactive Pacific Ocean. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Jim. And coming up, we're going to take a look at the monsoon rains that are turning into flash flooding in parts of the Southwest.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything. I fixed it! That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years now. It's made with real emu oil. It's a non-greasy, deep-penetrating formula that works itself down into my joints. And for all those hard-to-reach aches and pains, now there's Blue Emu Pain Relief Spray. Take it from me, it works fast and you won't stink.
Do you remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson Digital Motor? Before it gave the DC59 Motorhead powerful suction and perfect balance in your hand for cleaning those difficult-to-reach places? And before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush bar power by 75%, DC59 Motorhead outcleans the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
You want to save money on car insurance? No problem. You want to save money on RV insurance? No problem. You want to save money on motorcycle insurance? No problem. You want to find a place to park all these things? Forget about it. This is New York.
Hey, little guy, wake up.
Oh, come off it, mate.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
For 4 days only, it's the summer sale at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are only $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Expand your summer wardrobe this Wednesday through Saturday, only at Men's Warehouse.
Defiance is in our bones. Defiance never grows old. Citracal Maximum, easily absorbed calcium plus D. Beauty is bone deep.
Help prevent biting fleas on your cat with Advantage 2. Advantage 2 kills through contact. Fleas don't have to bite to die. Don't give fleas a biting chance. Right now, save up to $10 on select Advantage 2 flea products at PetSmart.
So we're all set?
Yep, with Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Heavy rain, gusty winds, and a whole lot of thunderstorms. These ominous skies brought flooding to Texas last night, and they're still on the move. Will this weekend be a washout for you? We will let you know from the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta. You're watching Weather Center Live. And thank you so much for staying with us on this Friday evening. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Kelly Cass. Well, just into the Weather Channel, we are getting our first look at some flash flooding in Framingham, Massachusetts. As much as 4 inches of rain have fallen so far. Another 2 inches expected in the next hour. The radar is still lit up all across the Northeast. We want to take a look at who's at risk for flooding tonight. And for that, we bring in our storm tracker, Jim Cantore. Hey, Jim.
It is going to be a wet night. And actually, I was just looking at the new maps, Kelly, from the Weather Prediction Center, which is in Washington, D.C., just actually west of Washington, and they are cranking out the moisture this weekend right in through here. The Jersey Shore, down through Ocean City, the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I mean, we're talking about 5 inch. They had a 5-inch precip bomb down and through here, so really, really heavy rain. Not really much is going to shift this high water content air out of the way. So it is going to be with us for a while. And of course, it's not just in through here. You've got that big trough of low pressure in the east. So the air is cold aloft and the moisture that's underneath that, creating a perfect situation here for showers and thunderstorms. Most of these where we get a severe thunderstorm warning are actually getting a flash flood warning along with them. So you're almost getting a wet microburst. These storms are just popping up, going up 45, 50,000 feet, and then collapsing with their rain and probably wet hail and producing some gusty winds and torrential rainfall. So here's what's going on as you head just to the west of Boston, east of Worcester County here. Look at this. Tremendous rain still sitting right there. That's east of Marlboro, near the Framingham area. Kelly was just talking about that. We've seen storms surge now to the New Hampshire seacoast, as well as now into the North Shore of Boston as well. It's going to be a miserable afternoon for a few of you, as well as into Bergen County, New Jersey, and Rockland County in New York, where they've already done some water rescues because of high water there. Look at the OBX. Crushed with rainfall. Absolutely crushed. Tremendous rainfall here. Obviously, we're feeling for folks that are on vacation in this beautiful part of the world. I-95 is looking pretty good for the most part. Maybe some showers north of Florence up there in South Carolina up here. Also to the west of Brunswick, north of Waycross. Got a little rain for you all. This sub-severe at the present time. More of these storms here in northern Wisconsin are starting to go severe. So we're going to watch out for 70-mile-per-hour winds with some of these, not to mention some hail as well. Shawnee, let's go into Milwaukee, buddy. Now, let's just do a kind of a tap in, and then I'll let you go. We'll go solo on this. Looks like a storm here just to the south of Milwaukee that's kind of back building over the coastline, and then here a storm to the north or southwest of Sheboygan continuing to drop southeast toward the interstate here. So we'll watch that. Watching out around Wisconsin Rapids and also to the north of Madison. Should be no reason why this shouldn't drift down into the Madison area here a little bit later on. So watch out again, guys. Hail and high wind, the problem in through here. Get ready for some moisture in the southwest. This is also high flood potential area over the weekend, including Las Vegas. So if you're heading out there, that could be an issue. Look at the storms, almost like clockwork, forming over the Grand Canyon and just dropping southwest toward Phoenix. You can almost get an idea what the pattern looks like, right? You just kind of follow the way that the storms are moving here. We got a nice ridge of high pressure dominating the west, and underneath that ridge, just some very, very deep moisture earlier on, and I think still even in parts of Clark County, west of Las Vegas, around the Mount Charleston area, flash flood warnings. There it is, still there. Even though, remember now, we've seen the precip end in the warning, but you've had all this rain. Topography-wise, this is all mountains, so all this flows down into the valley here, and all this rainfall has now fallen on these mountains and is starting to flow down into the valley. And you can see which way the flood warning is, kind of west to east. This shows us how we're going to get that rainfall. So it's going to come out along Highway 95 there, but northwest of Las Vegas, because of the rainfall that's come down earlier. And it could be quite heavy. It could have mud and debris, just like we had the other day. Some of that stuff was 3, 4, 5 feet deep in some cases with the rainfall. So watch out for that again this weekend if you're going out there. These washes that are dry, and you may just be under some clouds, but if you're out there hiking and you're in one of these washes and you start to hear the earth, feel the earth move or whatnot, that's probably some rain coming down. That's fallen, heck, it could be 90 miles away, but it's actually made its way on down. All right, so let's talk about Bertha a little bit. 50 miles per hour, 1,007 millibars. It's moving west-northwest at 24, so it's moving pretty quickly here, so it'll make its way in and out of the islands in about a 24-hour period here for the most part, because it's rather large in terms of its cloud canopy. But what we're going to see is the clouds certainly thickening up tonight over Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and we could easily see some heavy rainfall by tomorrow morning in some of these areas as well. You can see by the wind field the directions of the wind in through here as the storm continues to pull on by. But here's the deal. Even though the storm, its center itself, maybe even west of Dominica at one point, we still have to deal with these rain bands on the eastern side of that. And as the storm moves west, it'll drag those back over the Lesser Antilles or the islands. And with that, again, we anticipate more heavy rain coming in tonight. What we're really hoping for, though, is some beneficial rain for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Let's go to Anguilla, which is one of the eastern islands in through here, and show you what it looks like there. Again, just a perfect day in terms of the weather. I mean, you couldn't, the proverbial calm before the storm. Got a nice breeze blowing. Looks like folks are out there enjoying a nice evening on the beaches. Beautiful, beautiful island there. And obviously you wouldn't know a storm is coming unless you're watching the Weather Channel or paying attention to local authorities there telling you that we are going to have some stormy weather. So Saturday, not the best of days coming up. It'll probably start out with some rain and could get some pretty intense rain before the day is done. So here are your current tropical storm warnings and watches extending all the way up into the southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos and the eastern part of the Dominican island. The storm, though, Kelly, as we watch it move as a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm through these islands in the Bahamas, is expected to strengthen and turn away from the U.S. East Coast and not impact any landmass, really, in mainstream North America coming up later this weekend or early next week. Keep your fingers crossed that track holds. Back to you.
Ending it on a good note, Jim. Thanks so much. Another big story we're watching tonight, the threat for flooding in the southwest. In fact, take a look at this damage from last night's storms that moved across Arizona. This video into us from Buckeye, just outside Phoenix. We had some damage to homes. Some tractor trailers were even overturned and damaged as well. Well, the monsoons are in full swing. A lot more rain on the way. Chris joining me now to talk not just about rain, a lot of dangerous lightning out there too, Chris.
Yeah, something we also have to watch out for. And we're going to take a look starting off with a look at where that rain is right now in the west, and it's going to last into next week in some cases. Jim was showing us the heaviest rain on the radar right now around Las Vegas, parts of Arizona, into New Mexico, and parts of Texas dealing with that. But take a look at this. This is pretty cool here. What we're looking at is the radar and the satellite. And Jim mentioned a few moments ago about the storms that are working to the south in Arizona, and that's a look at the green here. Notice, if you look closely at the green, notice how it's going to the south, almost a little west component. And the winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere are taking the bottom part of the storms, at least, in that direction. But look at the clouds, the visible satellite, the upper levels. You're getting the winds kind of tearing that off. And you're seeing the clouds going this way while the rain is going this way. So that's wind shear, change of direction with height going up in the atmosphere. And you can see that on the radar and satellite combination. Cool deal there. Meanwhile, looking at the pattern into next week, more of the same. Upper disturbances increasing that chance for some thunderstorms. And we're going to keep that threat in here tomorrow for much of Arizona, New Mexico, and more spotty for parts of Nevada until Sunday. And parts of Southern California into the mountains also will have that chance for some storms right into Monday. Kelly?
Well, Chris, California is one of the states desperately needing rainfall. The drought is affecting farmers up and down the state, including grape growers. We're going to show you how Napa Valley wineries are talking about protecting their prized export.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Once was a hungry road that ate up tires, wearing down the tread and wearing out safety, leaving worried drivers with no choice but to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything, putting those drivers back on the road with safety that lasts. Find the right tire for you at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This is Lady. She's a unicorn and a Pegasus. And why is she strapped to the roof of my RAV4? Well, if you have kids, then you know why. Now the real question, where's this going in the house? The RAV4. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is FlexShot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal virtually everything.
And it's so easy to use. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. FlexShot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof.
FlexShot comes out nice and thick. It fills in large cracks and holes, and when you stop, it stops. And it dries to this. a super tough, stretchy rubber. It expands and contracts. Water gushes out of this huge hole. But after it's sealed with FlexShot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. FlexShot is a super strong adhesive. It's ideal for all your repairs. To show you the strength of FlexShot, I'm going to blast holes in that boat with this cannon. Ready? Look at all this damage! And we're going to repair it using FlexShot. FlexShot sealed every hole. Imagine what you can do with the power of FlexShot. This incredible formula lasts up to 30 years and is mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths. Messy caulks dry out. What a waste! But with FlexShot, there's no waste. You can use it over and over again. You can get FlexShot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of FlexShot. Plus, I'll throw in a free handy can of FlexSeal, the easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-738-4541. That's 1-800-738-4541. Or go to FlexShotTVOffer.com. This offer is not available in stores, so call or click now.
Well, the ongoing drought in California has affected just about every industry and farm in the state, and the Napa Valley grape growers are no different.
I want to show you the look at the latest drought map here in California, and as you can see this really dark red. That is the latest in the exceptional drought, 58%. Last week, 36, 22% increase in 1 week. Amazing just how long this has been going on.
That's right, and reporter Monique Soltani found that it's due to a lot of hard work and planning that they can make those wine grapes grow.
Napa Valley closed out 2013 as the driest year on record. But will California's water worries seep into the wine that you drink? That's the question we hope to answer.
The hot topic here isn't wine ratings and reviews, it's rain.
Not idle chatter in wine country to talk about the weather. I mean, this is what we talk about.
We compare sources and we compare forecasts, and yeah, it's part of our livelihood.
With water rationing a reality for parts of the Golden State,
we really actually dodged a bullet in 2014, and we did get some rainfall at the 3 critical growing points for the grapevines, being bud break, bloom, and even at veraison. So we're actually in great shape, thank God.
Napa Valley viticulturist Amy Warnock thinks grape growers owe their gratitude to the weather gods and self-governing.
Every year we adjust our farming practices towards the weather. It's the most important factor. Grapevines use less water. We have irrigation. We haven't turned it on yet because proactively we put on 20 tons of organic food waste compost onto this vineyard knowing it was going to be a dry year. And that alone with the well-timed rains that we received, we haven't needed any irrigation so far.
Executive Director of the Napa Valley Grape Growers, Jennifer Putnam, believes restrictions, while unlikely, would leave wine regions withered.
So worst case scenario for us is regulation. Realistic worst case scenario is a very small crop. It could be amazing quality. We're not talking about quality here. We're really just talking about quantity in a drought year. 2012 and 2013 were both big crops, and so we do have supply. So I don't think that the consumer will feel it if we only have this 1 year of drought.
Seasoned winemaker Tim Mondavi, son of the legendary Robert Mondavi, isn't taking the lack of water lightly.
Vines are far more drought resistant than row crops, than all of our foods on our table. So I think we can celebrate wine, that's for sure, but it's a serious issue.
You'll look at the 2014 and you'll say, that's a different wine. And that was a different year. And you get to taste it in the bottle. There's a great saying one of our growers said, you know, this year is just like every other year, different.
These days, Mother Nature has been a real saving grace in the Napa Valley. The weather around here is being called a grape grower's dream.
For the Weather Channel, I'm Monique Soltani.
All right, I'm a wine drinker. I know you're a beer drinker, and the next hour we're going to talk more about how the drought is affecting the beer crop.
I drink wine, that's fine.
You drink wine too?
Of course,
wine's
delicious.
Well, you beer drinkers out there, stay tuned for the next hour. We'll have more on that coming up. Well, time now for our top 5. We're going to take a look at some pretty amazing weather videos from all around the world, and this one's coming to us from Idaho.
Yeah, take a look at this. This is a time lapse, and you're going to watch this form, the cloud form, with the rain in the background. And then look off to the left. This is pretty cool. You see some modest clouds here in a second where it gets really bright. We have the whole clip. I think we do. Let's take a look. Right.
Wait for it. There are the raindrops on the lens. There you go.
Look at those.
Oh, very
you see
cool.
That?
Yes.
And
and then a pretty orange sky right there, too. I had to wait for it, but I think it was worth it. Yes. Number 4, some heavy rain and wind blowing through Waller, Texas. This was at about dusk last evening, and we had winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. You can see the tree blowing in the breeze.
Also in Texas, cool shot of a cloud. See the shelf cloud there?
Mm-hmm. Pretty long one.
Pretty cool, right? Look at that. Ooh.
Goes on and on and on. Yeah, we had some issues, by the way, with some major roads that were flooded from this particular storm in Waller, Texas.
And some strong storms moving through Arizona, and this is some damage after those storms.
Yeah, you can see some of the trailers definitely sustaining damage, even flipped over. See that one in the background there, completely turned over on its side. Hopefully nobody hurt, not that we know of anyway. Our number 1 video is pretty amazing. A hammerhead shark surprised some beachgoers at Navarre Beach, Florida when it swam right up to the shore. Dan Flynn shot this video from the pier above. Do you see it, Chris?
Yeah, I do. Looks like it's almost like a dog underwater.
Look at that.
But you can tell it's the elongated head.
You want something?
They're pretty excited about it.
You can certainly hear the excitement in this guy's voice, and you can see all the beachgoers, well, fortunately on the beach and not in the water. Tropical update next.
Go get a soda or something on the beach. Get him a beer. Yeah.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Walmart's summer clearance event is going on this weekend. With thousands of items on clearance, Walmart has everything you need to make this the best summer ever. Summer may be winding down, but Walmart's summer clearance event is really revving up. So hurry in for Walmart's summer clearance event.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Right out of there! You weren't even on the deck!
I'm the captain of this boat, and I feel like whatever orders I give have been ignored. You're terminated. We will not be back next season.
Catch this season finale of Catching Hell, Sunday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Bill. His doubleheader day at the park starts with back pain and a choice. Take 4 Advil in a day or just 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Peanuts! Peanuts!
Sadly, Angela's gotten used to the odor her cat leaves in the couch. She no longer smells it. Yep, she's gone nose blind. We staged an intervention to help her sister break the news.
To the left. This is exactly what your house smells like. For real? Yes. Oh, you are tripping, really?
Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates pet odors you've gone nose blind to.
Smells good.
One of the many ways Febreze helps you and your guests. Breathe happy.
So, Duke, what do you think of our new Bush's Baked Beans video game?
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, now pick up the specially cured bacon, hit it with the brown sugar. Now, roll that beautiful bean footage. Yes! Bush's Baked Beans are slow cooked according to our secret family recipe for big flavor. High score! You get to put your name on the Wall of Fame. Whoa, game over.
Aw, you're no fun.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
50 miles on a flat. Because if your tires keep rolling, your day does too. And there's no better place to get your Bridgestone Drive Guard tires than Firestone Complete Auto Care.
For over a decade, doctors have been prescribing Nexium to patients just like you. For many, prescription Nexium helps heal acid-related erosions in the lining of the esophagus. There is risk of bone fracture and low magnesium levels. Side effects may include headache, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. If you have persistent diarrhea, contact your doctor right away. Other serious stomach conditions may exist. Avoid if you take clopidogrel.
If reliability, efficiency, and quality are what you're looking for, look no more. Amtech Air Conditioning is opening the door on unbeatable promotions. Half off our extensive 24-point air conditioning tune-up, now only $49. And $500 off the new 2014 16 SEER Rheem Home Comfort line. And up to $895 in utility rebates. Amtech Air Conditioning, delivering comfort to South Florida.
Fact. Living with discolored or damaged teeth, many find themselves self-conscious, insecure, and smiling less in their personal and professional life. Smiling actually boosts your immune system and can help you live 7 years longer on average. If you're feeling insecure about your teeth, Ceta Dental has 6 convenient locations to help restore your smile. Call today and start smiling again. Ceta Smile, Ceta Difference. Ceta Dental.
266-2838 now. That's 1-855-266-2838.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
53 minutes past the top of the hour. It's time now for our tropical update. And we got a lot going on in the tropics. The Pacific Ocean is about as active as I've seen it in years, to be honest with you. When you add what's going on in the East Pac and the Western Pacific, there's about 8 areas that we're actually watching for you. Here's 3 of them right here in the Eastern Pacific. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to talk about Bertha, though, and how it's going to impact things in the East, and if it's going to be at some point a threat to the United States. All right. So here we go. Latitude 14.9 north, longitude 61.2 west. It's about 20 miles to the northwest of Martinique as of 5 o'clock. All right, remember the earlier advisory at 2, the intermediate was east of Martinique, so now it's moved on off to the west. 50 miles per hour, moving west-northwest to at 24. So it's hauling right along about as fast as a tropical system could go, really, down and through here without getting kicked by something. And there you can see as the day comes to an end a little bit, some of the tops and some of the thunderstorms, and some of the deepest thunderstorms, at least now, are not over land at all. So we're not getting any heavy rain, at least at the present time. We'll watch this little pocket here. It's heading up toward Guadalupe, and that could certainly mean some heavy rain in the next hour or so. But remember, even though we're not in it now and the center has gone off to the west a little bit, we still have these rain bands with plenty of moisture in them. So expect heavy rain over the central part of the Lesser Antilles tonight. So here's Martinique, Dominica, and Guadalupe. These are the areas we expect to be impacted the most, even though I've seen before with the storms going off to the east like this, some of these bands can kind of linger on some of these other islands too, especially like St. Lucia for a while. So your worst weather may actually come later on tonight while the storm is well to the west of the islands. So here's the current wind scenario. Obviously the strongest winds are to the north side and through here, which is where this is moving, where the best convergence is, where we have some of the best thunderstorms up and through here. Here are these eastern bands, though. Thank goodness right now they're kind of sitting out over the water. So even though the storm itself is moving to the west, the bands really don't seem to be moving a lot at all. So we'll keep an eye on those. Hopefully they don't sit over the island tonight, because that can cause some flooding problems, certainly, and that's the last thing we want. We do have a trough that's right in here. That's given us a little bit of southerly shear. Even at the moment, I think a little bit of this has waned. So even though these thunderstorms are blowing up near the center, I don't know if it's going to have a lot of hold here hold time before they begin to blow off toward the north, because the winds are actually from the south. Ocean heat content. We talk a lot about this as meteorologists, because as a storm is moving along, remember, it's not only the dynamics of the storm, but also the heat in the water that helps to develop the storm. And if you've got this big pocket of intense heat very deep in the ocean, you can really get a ramp up of the system given the dynamics staying the same. So here is our storm here. It's going to pass. It may have hit this little pocket last night of higher heat content of the ocean, but it's still got to hit this one tonight before it makes its way toward Puerto Rico. And assuming steady state, or where it is right now, this could maybe jack it up a little bit, or at least give it some more thunderstorms in and around the center. So something to watch here. We don't expect a lot of intensification with this. The models don't crank it up. We expect a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm into Puerto Rico. But it's something to watch, because last night at this time, that's exactly why we got a tropical storm out of this thing in the first place, is because it moved over, I think, some warmer ocean water. And eventually it's going to be a 70-mile-per-hour storm, but you'll notice it does not impact the United States, nor do we think it is going to. Genevieve's remnants, Invest 96E, Iselle, and Invest 97E. 4 systems in the East Pac, 4 concerns in the West Pac as well. Things are busy out there. So right now our focus on Bertha for Puerto Rico tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. And, of course, we're tracking a flood threat for tonight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right across the southeast coast and the Carolinas as well. We're going to let you know if your weekend will be a washout when Weather Center Live returns in about 60 seconds. We also want to remind you to look before you lock and prevent hot car deaths. Be sure to sign the petition at kidsandcars.org, asking for more research and technology to keep kids safe. Chris and I will be right back after the break.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happening right now, this storm system that brought damaging winds and flooding to Houston, Texas, well, it's now dumping a lot of rain in Louisiana and Mississippi, and the eastern seaboard isn't getting off easy either. Will this be a good beach weekend or a total washout? From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. Thanks so much for being with us on this Friday night. I'm Kelly Cass. We'll take a closer look at the active storms on the radar, and we've got quite a few of them in just a few minutes. But we start with our second named tropical storm in the Atlantic, Bertha. Tropical storm Bertha turning its way through the eastern Caribbean right now with winds of 50 miles per hour, beneficial rain for some, but also a flash flood threat, and perhaps even could ruin some vacation plans too, unfortunately. Our storm tracker Jim Cantore is keeping a close eye on Bertha. The latest advisory just came out at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 50 miles per hour, Kelly. Watching it move toward Puerto Rico. This is a big deal for Puerto Rico. We cannot stress this enough. This is an island that is in desperate need of water. And even though there are parts of it, if you go look at the drought monitor, that are only in moderate drought, for example, the southern third, if you will, the island, this is an area by August 6th that is going to go into severe water rationing in spots if they do not get beneficial rain. So They're hoping for a soaker. I got to be honest with you. And Saturday really is their big day to get that, even though I think there could still be something on Sunday, and I'll show you why in just a second. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at San Juan here, and you can see what we've got going on. Nice night there. This must be some resort here in the San Juan area. But you can see a nice gentle breeze, as you would see even without an approaching storm, with the trade winds constantly blowing. Just beautiful, but expect that weather to go downhill, we think, certainly as we go toward tomorrow. I don't think it's going to look quite this nice. I'm just going to be, I hope you got your sunbathing in today, even though that's not recommended. All right, so here we go. Martinique is right here. The center of the storm is on this side. There's one band of rain. There's another band. There's another band out through here. Another band. Another band. We'll watch these bands on the east side move over the islands tonight. So even though the storm center will be to the west of the islands, we expect that rain to be on the east side as well, and in some cases be locally heavy. As a matter of fact, excuse me, St. Lucia hasn't gotten much yet, but let's say this thing right here just drifts off to the west. All right, it's going to be sitting over St. Lucia, and that means some very heavy rainfall. So you may actually get the worst of this as the storm is moving off to your northwest. Tropical storm, excuse me, guys. Bertha here off to the heading off to the northwest means watches out for the Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas. Warnings will continue for the islands, and of course include Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. And let's see what the model shows us going into Friday and Saturday. Here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. Look at that. That would be great. If we get that kind of rainfall, excuse me, minus the flooding, it would be absolutely super if we could get a nice soaking here from Bertha across Puerto Rico here. So we don't want flooding. We don't want catastrophic loss of life or anything like that, but we really, on a widespread situation here, need the rain, and Bertha could be just the answer. The pattern that has been with us all year long, ridge, trough, is going to continue to stay with us and through here. As a matter of fact, this trough and the associated cold air disturbances aloft that are coming down in the northwest flow here have produced scenes like this in Chicago. Hail as wide as a ½ inch deep. So what is that, about quarter-size hail there? Actually, quarter-size is about an inch. But dime-size hail in the Chicago area earlier on this afternoon. We've had some hail as well up toward Milwaukee now, and I'll show you that here on radar coming up. So let's take a look at the northeast. We'll go kind of an east to west here on this tour. Ashley, how much time do I have just so I can kind of gauge this? 1 minute? Ooh, we're going to be hauling along here. So let's take a look at this. All right, up into the Boston area. Here's this storm, which continues to pound the Framingham area. Look at that. Just sitting there, producing some heavy rain. Sean, check the chat for me. Let me know what's going on. Heavy rain up toward Danvers as well. Springfield, Chicopee Falls, west into the hills of western Connecticut, now east toward Waterbury, and eventually toward the airport. We may get a storm. Monticello, Port Jervis. Look at Allentown getting absolutely hammered there in terms of the rainfall, toward Jim Thorpe as well. You know, when somebody gives you pistachio nuts that are already shelled, you got to eat them. You got to eat them. I mean, they're delicious, right? I just had some before with the show, and I'll never do that again. Excuse me. Anyway, you can see the storms up around Chicago, Milwaukee as well, even to the northwest there. The storm blew up right over Milwaukee here, and it's kind of building back toward the west along the sea breeze, and now coming down toward Menominee Falls. So the worst in downtown Milwaukee could actually come at you from the northwest versus down toward West Milwaukee here. Look at that storm just sitting there. So look for a flash flood watch to come out, or warning, I should say, in and around Milwaukee. Here is a picture out of this area, and I'm going to actually walk around to see what I'm looking at. Looks like some pretty heavy rain and some hail as well. Looks like maybe some pea-size, nickel, or even dime-size hail coming in toward the Milwaukee area. So be careful, guys, out there. Some of this obviously is going to slow you down as you head in and around tonight. And I think for the city of Milwaukee, Kelly, some of the worst storms may actually come in the next hour or so, because they're off to the northwest now, kind of building, if you will, on that rear flank, or that outflow boundary, which is pushed off to the west. So we'll keep an eye on that for you and talk more about the tropics coming up in a little bit. Back to you.
Love your pistachio green tie, by the way, Jen. All right, we're going to talk more about the weekend. He does look, or is it Kelly green? It's my green. Let's talk about some serious issues, though. Yeah, we're talking about flooding in New Jersey, unfortunately, and we've got more rain and thunderstorms on the way to the Northeast. As a matter of fact, this is new video just into the Weather Channel. Bill Cairns from NBC News just shot this video of artificial turf practice fields that are underwater. Radar estimating 3.5 inches of rain in the past hour, and a nearby creek has spilled over its banks. So, Chris, add more rain to this, and that's not a good situation.
No, it's not. Thanks for that video, Bill. Good stuff there. Let's take a look at where we're also seeing some of the rain. Not always necessarily good stuff when you get too much of it in a hurry, like we saw there in New Jersey. Here's a look at where we're seeing that threat for more rain right now. Flash flood watches in effect. Parts of South Carolina and North Carolina, there's going to be some heavy rain, and that heavy rain hanging around throughout the weekend. Tomorrow on your Saturday, rain and storms. Sunday, same deal. The darker green is where you have a more likely chance of some of the heavier rain. So if you're in there, better chance of having rain, period. The lighter green, there's going to be some scattered thunderstorms, but you have a better chance of those storms scattering somewhere else. So you have that to hang on to, but not nearly as nice of a weekend as some of the days earlier in the week for the southeast. And a lot of rain, including what's coming down right now. Some spots ending up with 3 to 5 inches of rain. You can always get localized amounts higher than that in the thunderstorms. Chance of storms in Charleston throughout the weekend and next week, Kel.
All right, while the east is looking wet, other parts of the country will see a wide range of weather. We'll show you coast to coast up next.
Defiance is in our bones. Defiance never grows old. Citracal Maximum, easily absorbed calcium plus D. Beauty is bone deep.
Rich, chewy caramel, rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
All aboard.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
Each year, 95% of homeowners won't have a claim. That's why Allstate Claim-Free Rewards gives you money back for every year you don't have one. And why, if you're part of the other 5%, Allstate offers Claim Rate Guard, so your rates won't go up just because of a claim. No matter what comes your way, your home protects you. Protect it back. Allstate Home Insurance. From an Allstate agent.
Right out of there! You weren't even on the deck!
I'm the captain of this boat. And I feel like whatever orders I give have been ignored. You're terminated. We will not be back next season.
Catch the season finale of Catching Hell, Sunday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday, August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch, into the weather.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
After winning 10 Gold Gloves, I know when I've made a great catch. That's why for over 10 years I've used Blue Emu. It's made with real emu oil. It's a non-greasy, deep penetrating formula that works itself down into my joints. And now for those hard to reach places, there's new Blue Emu Pain Relief Spray. Odorless, made with an active ingredient for pain relief. It will soothe those muscles and get down into that joint pain. Take it from me, it works fast and you won't stink. Blue Emu, it works for me, it'll work for you.
Grilled meats. Smells so good.
Burger.
What's happening over there?
Corn! Oh, yeah, that's the X4 Platinum, the world's most social grill.
Social grill?
Did he just take a selfie?
Oh, yeah. Send photo. Watch, she's gonna light it with an app.
Oh, gas.
Yeah. Kebab.
1 serving.
Get off your gas and grill with Kingsford Charcoal.
Welcome back. You know, it's just one of those common questions that we get asked a lot about the forecast. What does scattered versus isolated storms really mean?
Yeah, that is one of those questions. Jen Carfagno hit the streets of New York, to find out what people think. Just whoever she ran into, what they think those words mean. And she also tracked down some meteorologists right here at the Weather Channel to find out their thoughts.
But notice when you have those rain showers that pop up.
As meteorologists, we love our weather terminology.
Now, this rain on the move.
So there's a look at the water vapor imagery. This is right along that trough.
Here's what we mean when we say there's a 50% chance of rain on a certain day. 50% chance we could have showers. 50% chance it's all sunny skies. But what about when we get more technical? Scattered versus isolated thunderstorms. Do you know the difference?
Scattered, I figure, would be a little bit more spread out, obviously, and not as dense, maybe.
If you hear isolated or scattered thunderstorms from the forecast, what do you think?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Even our meteorologists can't always agree. Everyone has a different idea. What do you think?
I'd say fairly numerous and not so much.
I tell them that scattered means a little bit more than isolated.
If it's a 70% chance of rain, is that you have a 70% chance of rain at a specific location, or is it 70% coverage of rain over an area?
Right. Are we using the traditional term for probability of precipitation, which is 1/100th of an inch of rain at any specific point? Because if that's the case, it's a very broad definition of how much rain you're going to get. But if you're doing coverage, sure, then you could say, okay,
it's
how
so
much
convoluted,
area.
It really is.
So let's get right to our Global Forecast Center for the official word.
Just a little more widespread if you're looking at scattered coverage of thunderstorms, and very few and far between. Chances are you're not going to see anything if it's just isolated in the forecast.
So maybe the inflection in my voice makes a difference. But hit or miss means most of us will miss it, some of us will hit it. Whether that's isolated or scattered, you make the call.
So does that clear the air?
You know, I know the debate also rages on about partly cloudy versus mostly sunny. I think a lot of folks get a little confused by some of these terms.
Well, some people will say partly sunny is the same thing as partly cloudy, only during the day.
Right, exactly.
At night, it's partly cloudy.
There you go. Not partly moonly.
Because there's not always the moon. You can't always. It's always there, but you can't always see the moon.
Starry night.
That's the thing. Semantics, taking science and bringing it into words, can oftentimes be difficult and a little confusing.
That's why you have to keep watching the Weather Channel, so we tell you exactly, you know, what your chances are of seeing some of those showers or not.
Exactly. And a lot of people want to know that for this weekend, making outdoor plans.
Lots going on. We've got Lollapalooza, we've got some golfing, NASCAR, you name it.
And how about
baseball?
A little baseball, Kelly?
Yeah, my Yankees are in Boston.
Yankees?
Unfriendly Fenway.
Unfriendly
Fenway? Well, it depends if you're a Yankee fan or not, right?
When those two teams together, I don't think there's much friendly anything happening. Right, Alan? Mr. Rios here?
That's right.
Yeah, not a friendly rivalry, I don't think, by any means. But you'd have more friendly weather on Sunday compared to Saturday. So you'll have that going for you in Boston. Now, Chicago, pop-up storms today for Lollapalooza. Tomorrow, much better. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s. In fact, look at all these people over the course of the weekend. About 100,000 people expected in Grant Park. And it's quite the scene, man. Dealing with some showers possibly again on Sunday. Some afternoon thunderstorms. So heads up there. You hear thunder, head inside. If you're planning to go to the Denver County Fair, also watch out for some showers and some thunderstorms tomorrow and again on Sunday. Before Saturday, across the country, we're going to see more rain throughout the East Coast than we are right in the middle. It's going to be warm once again for parts of Dallas, and Seafair weekend in Seattle not looking too bad. Kelly?
Well, all eyes, of course, on the Atlantic. We've got a brand new tropical storm. It's Bertha. Where's it going next? Coming up.
It's the candy bar that's too hot for TV in all its naked glory. Stripped of chocolate with nothing but salty roasted peanuts on soft, sweet caramel. A Payday bar will get you through your day. Expose yourself to Payday.
Enjoy carefree fun with flea and tick solutions just like your vet carries, and save up to $15 on select Canine Advantix 2, Advantage 2, and Seresto products at PetSmart.
This is where we do that bundling thing?
Let's see what you got. RV, covered. Why would you pay for a hotel?
I never do.
Motorcycles? Check. ATV.
I ride those.
Do you?
No.
Boat. Ahoy, mateys.
House?
Hello, dear. Hello.
Hello.
Van with airbrushed fire-breathing dragons. Check.
The more you bundle, the more you save. Now that's Progressive.
We have pinpointed orchestra which we felt needed further
When you need new brakes, Pep Boys Precision Match is the best brake service to make stopping as smooth as humanly possible. Trust the boys to get you there.
The wonder of summer is that I never know what kind of adventure awaits. The days are longer and the breeze feels a little sweeter. And thanks to Volvo, I'll pay nothing for repairs or maintenance for 5 years. Nothing. They even cover my first month's payment. So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me. The Wonder of Summer event. The 2015 Volvo S60 sedan with complimentary first month's payment, starting at $319 a month.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods. Are you serious? Where we'll teach them not just to survive, but how to truly...
I'll never forget that moment. The moment I realized I was overweight and I needed help. I remember thinking, I don't want to be this anymore. I was 50 pounds overweight. 50. I needed to do something about it. But what? I called Nutrisystem, the best option for me.
Now you can lose weight even faster with a Fast 5 kit from Nutrisystem. Lose 5 pounds your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem, and it's completely changed my life for the better.
Order your 28-day My Way plan right now, and we'll rush you the Fast 5 free. You'll get 1 week of fantastic energizing shakes, 1 week of amazing Craving Crusher shakes, plus 1 week of delicious meals, and it's all free.
Nutrisystem helped me get my life back, and 7 years later, I'm still a believer. Don't wait. Call now and make today the moment when you start looking and feeling great.
Call now, 888-652-SIZE, and lose your first 5 pounds free.
Life well lived. Trust the experts at burialplanning.com.
Request your free burial planning kit now.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 78. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, time now for that tropical update. Let's talk about Bertha as it works its way through the islands here and beyond. It does not look like a threat for the United States, but it's something very big for our little friends in Puerto Rico, because we are talking about really a situation where they're going to go into severe water rationing if they do not get substantial rainfall out of this. They've had $20 million in crop losses, so this is huge. This is huge. For them, you look at the drought monitor, you see light to moderate drought, and you think, well, wow, that's really not too bad. Here in the United States, we're okay with light to moderate drought, but out there, that's like an exceptional drought. They don't have the resource and the, if you will, the reservoirs that we have here in the States to hold this water. So to have a light to moderate drought, might as well be exceptional for Puerto Rico, okay? It's not the same criteria. All right, let's talk about this. So you can see the picture there of this resort area. You know what's kind of interesting to me? When you're on the ocean and you've got a picture of the pool, it's kind of like, wait a minute, the ocean's the beautiful part. The pool looks nice too, especially with the palm trees. Those palm trees are hardly moving. There's hardly any wind there. And it looks like by this time tomorrow, there will be a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. So I guarantee those palm prawns will be flying around a little bit. Looks like they've kind of picked up things around the pool too. I don't see too many chairs laying around, so hopefully they'll just pick up the rest of that stuff. All right, let's talk about what's going on. Storms in and around the center. Again today. Last night this happened out here, and this is where we actually saw this thing become a tropical storm, all right? Named it last night. Now it's continuing to blow up right in through here, maybe aided, if you will, by this trough of low pressure right here. It seems to be kind of on the outer fringes of this. Now this trough is going to do one or two things. It's either going to whack it with the shear, because it doesn't appear that it's doing that yet because the thunderstorms are near the center, or it's going to help it a little bit. It's going to help it to breathe a little bit and actually create a situation where we may see more thunderstorms. So you can see the trough nicely. We've actually added what is 10 knots or greater in terms of the wind right on here, so you can see right where that is. And this thunderstorm activity associated with this may actually be getting into where there's a little less shear right now. At least that's what I would guess. Some pretty heavy rain over northern Dominica right now, and we're going to see more of this. Guadalupe is going to get into this as well, but you can certainly see the winds now shifting out of the southeast in Dominica. So the center is well off toward the west and through here, and we're going to get the rest of these rain bands in tonight. Some of this could be locally heavy for Dominique and Martinique as well, even into St. Lucia. So Puerto Rico, here we go. Tonight we're clear. Overnight, for the most part. By tomorrow morning, we'll get some rain. Some of that will be very heavy during the day, possibly even some flooding rains in through. That's the bad news. The good news is, though, some of these areas that need rain so desperately that are down 5 to 10 inches are going to get it. By midnight, obviously on Sunday, that should be a memory, even though if this thing is kind of long and still has tentacles to it, we may still get a band or two of rain to develop even on Sunday afternoon. So here's how, again, this drought monitor is a little misleading because, as you can see, it's really the southern part. Ponce is doing a lot worse than Puerto Rico, for example. But there's huge agriculture down here. Huge agriculture, and we've, as I mentioned, lost $20 million already in agriculture down here, so they could really use the help. San Juan is down 5.14 inches. St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, 4.5. St. Croix almost 4 inches, 7 inches. In Antigua at St. John's, so all the islands actually needing the rain. The model's forecasting a good dose for just about